Is Pastor Mary Stevens here? All right. When I call, I'll call on you. Want to make sure you're here. I would like to call the Monday, June 9th meeting of the Common Council to order. Clerk Toronto, I believe you would like to make some comments regarding the link for this meeting and other expectations.
Good evening, members of the public. For audio quality, we will be muting everyone not speaking by default to maintain good audio quality for council members and yourselves. If you would like to speak during the meeting on a certain agenda item or during privilege of the floor, please submit your requests in the chat. Directions to do so will be listed. We ask that you provide your full name, address, and topic you are speaking on, as those are required for all speakers at in-person council meetings. If you would like to be called on during the meeting to provide public input, please insert the following into the chat and you will be called on during the relevant time. My name is full name and I live at address, and I would like to speak for or against agenda item. You will then be given 5 minutes to speak. Please be sure to unmute yourself prior to giving your remarks.
All right, thank you. Now, first of all, I would like to welcome all the members of the public that are here today and all of our council members for your time. At this time, we're going to stand and have our invocation from Pastor Mary Stevens from Southside Church of God. Please state your name and address for the record.
All right. Mary Stevens, 2721 Southridge Drive, South Bend, 46614. Thank you all. Let us please center ourselves in a spirit of prayer. Source of all wisdom and compassion, we pause in gratitude for this day, for the opportunity to gather in service, and for the responsibility entrusted to each person here. We gather this evening with gratitude for the chance to serve, to listen, and to lead on behalf of the people of South Bend. We are thankful for those who have stepped up into public service with open minds and willing hearts, council members, city staff, first responders, educators, and everyday residents who give their time and care to the good of the community. In this space of responsibility, may wisdom guide the conversations. May we speak with respect, listen with humility, and decide with courage, knowing that the choices made here touch the lives of neighbors, families, and future generations. Let us be mindful of those in our city who struggle or feel unseen, and may our work reflect a commitment to justice, equity, and compassion. Let our actions be shaped not only by efficiency or policy, but by empathy and the hope of building a more connected, inclusive South Bend. As we move through this meeting and the work ahead, may we draw strength from one another and from the diversity of perspectives that make our community vibrant. May South Bend continue to be a place where ideas flourish, where children grow with promise, and where neighbors care for one another, and where all people are treated with dignity. May our shared efforts tonight and in the days to come lead us toward a future marked by peace, purpose, and possibility. Amen.
Thank you,
Amen.
Pastor. We'll now repeat the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Clerk Toronto, could you please call the roll?
Present. Present.
I can't hear her speaking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Is her mic working?
Councilmember Warner,
Yes, it's working.
Councilmember Niskoski,
Present.
Councilmember Dr. Davis,
Present.
Councilmember Gooden Rogers,
Present.
Councilmember Karen White,
He's absent.
Council Vice President Thomas Morgan,
Present.
Council President Lee,
Present.
7 council members present.
All right, thank you. We will now go to report for the subcommittee on minutes. They were not approved yet, so Clerk Toronto, would you
So we will review the minutes at the next council meeting,
So I
as
move,
they need more review.
okay. So I didn't need to make a motion to
No,
table until next, or,
no, we don't have to make a motion.
okay.
All right, special business, there is none. Report from city offices, there is none. We had a bill for 64-24 that was supposed to be in the committee of the whole, but it's been tabled until June 23rd. So now I would like to make a motion for us to go to bills on third reading. Nope, actually, we won't have bills on third reading because that was the bill that's been tabled. So do I have to make a motion to go to resolutions?
No.
All right, we will go to resolutions. Clerk Toronto, would you please give Resolution 2532 a reading?
A resolution of the Common Council of the City of South Bend, Indiana, appointing an agent, negotiator, and an advisory Common Council negotiating team to represent the Common Council for the upcoming fire department negotiations.
All right, thank you. And I am the presenter on that, Kenneth Lee, 1929 North Huey Street. We are proposing this resolution that names Council Attorney Bob Palmer as the council's chief negotiator and council members Kenneth Lee, Karen White, and Ophelia Gooden Rogers as the council's advisory team for the firefighters. Do I need yes, is there a committee report?
Yes, there is. This was heard in Personnel and Finance this afternoon and was given a favorable recommendation to the full
Oh.
council.
All right, we've heard from the committee report and now we will I guess I'm the petitioner again, so are there any questions? Council members, pretty cut and dry. We'll now go to the public hearing. Is there anyone from the public wishing to speak in favor or against this bill?
I do not see any members of the public in person or online wishing to speak in favor of the bill.
At this time, the public hearing portion is now over. I will now entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to send Bill 2532 to move for passage.
Second?
There's been a motion and a second. Clerk Toronto, please call the roll.
Councilmember Dr. Davis,
Aye.
Councilmember Nisgowsky,
Aye.
Councilmember Gooden Rogers,
Aye.
Councilmember McBride,
Aye.
Councilmember Bolden Simpson,
Aye.
Council Vice President Thomas Morgan,
Aye.
President Lee,
Aye.
7 ayes.
All right. Resolution 2532 is passed. Clerk Toronto, would you give Resolution 2533 a reading?
A resolution of the Common Council of the City of South Bend, Indiana, appointing an agent, negotiator, and an advisory Common Council negotiating team to represent the Common Council in the upcoming South Bend Fraternal Order of Police Lodge Number 36 negotiations.
Is there a committee report?
Yes, there is, President Lee. This was heard in Personnel and Finance this afternoon, and it was given a favorable recommendation to the full council.
All right, I'm the petitioner and FOP Lodge number 36 has notified the city of its intent to negotiate its collective bargaining agreement with the city. This proposed resolution names our attorney, Bob Palmer, as the council's agent negotiator on behalf of the Common Council. The resolution also names Common Council advisory team consisting of Sheila Niskowski, Vice President Rachel Thomas Morgan, and President Kenneth Lee to represent the council during negotiations. Are there any questions? Pretty much the same as the firefighters, just a few different individuals. I will now go to the public. Clerk Toronto, is anyone from the public wishing to speak in favor?
I do not see any members of the public in person or online wishing to speak in favor or in opposition of the bill.
Is there anyone wishing to speak in opposition?
I do not see anyone from the public in person or online wishing to speak in opposition.
At this point, the public hearing portion is now over. I will now entertain a motion.
I'll move for passage.
There's been a motion and a second. Clerk Toronto, please call the roll.
Councilmember McBride,
Aye.
Councilmember Gooden Rogers,
Aye.
Councilmember Dr. Davis,
Aye.
Councilmember Nisgowsky,
Aye.
Councilmember Bolden Simpson,
Aye.
Vice President Thomas Morgan,
Aye.
President Lee,
Aye.
7 ayes.
Resolution 2533 is now passed. All right, bills on first reading. Clerk Toronto, would you give Bill 33-25 a first reading?
First reading on an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of South Bend, Indiana, amending ordinance number 11160-24, which fixes maximum salaries and wages of appointed officers and non-bargaining employees of executive departments of the City of South Bend for calendar year 2025 to make position changes in the Human Rights Commission.
All right, I would like to send Personnel and Finance, send this to the Personnel and Finance Committee for public hearing and third reading on June 23rd. I'd like,
So moved.
Second.
there's been a motion and a second. Clerk Toronto, please call the roll.
Councilmember Bolden Simpson,
Aye.
Councilmember McBride,
Aye.
Councilmember Gooden Rogers,
Aye.
Councilmember Nisgowsky,
Aye.
Councilmember Dr. Davis,
Aye.
Vice President Thomas Morgan,
Aye.
President Lee,
Aye.
7 ayes.
All right. Bill 33-25 will be sent to Personnel and Finance for the June 23rd meeting. Clerk Toronto, would you give 34-25 a reading?
First reading on an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of South Bend, Indiana, appropriating additional funds for certain departmental and city services operations for the year 2025 of $2,512,780 from the general fund number 101, $520,000 from the Parks and Recreation Fund number 201, 65,000 from the Motor Vehicle Highway Fund number 202, $37,500 from the Gift Donation Request Fund number 217, $2,945,000 from the Local Income Tax Economic Fund number 408, $650,000 from the Waterworks Operations Fund number 620, $2,407,550 from the Waterworks Capital Fund number 622, $5 million from the Sewage Works Capital Fund number 642.
Thank you. I will now entertain a motion to send 34-22 to the Personnel and Finance Committee for public hearing and third reading on June 23rd.
So moved.
Second.
All right, there's been a motion and a second. Clerk Toronto, please call the roll.
Councilmember McBride,
Aye.
Councilmember Gooden Rogers,
Aye.
Councilmember Dr. Davis,
Aye.
Councilmember Nisgowsky,
Aye.
Councilmember Bolden Simpson,
Aye.
Vice President Thomas Morgan,
Aye.
President Lee,
Aye.
7 ayes.
All right, 34-25 will be sent to Personnel and Finance for June 23rd. Clerk Toronto, would you give Bill 35-25 a reading?
First reading on an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of South Bend, Indiana, for budget transfers for various departments within the City of South Bend, Indiana for the year 2025.
All right. I will now entertain a motion to send Bill 35-25 to Personnel and Finances for public hearing and third reading on June 23rd.
So
So
moved.
moved. Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Clerk Toronto, please call the roll.
Councilmember Bolden Simpson,
Aye.
Councilmember McBride,
Aye.
Councilmember Gooden Rogers,
Aye.
Councilmember Dr. Davis,
Aye.
Councilmember Nisgowsky,
Aye.
Vice President Thomas Morgan,
Aye.
President Lee,
Aye.
7 ayes.
All right. Bill 3525 will be sent to Personnel and Finances for public hearing and third reading on June 23rd. Clerk Toronto, would you give Bill 3625 a first reading?
First reading on an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of South Bend, Indiana, amending the loan agreement and approving and authorizing actions in respect thereto.
I will now entertain a motion to send Bill 36-25 to Community Investment Committee for public hearing and third reading on June 23rd.
So
So
moved.
moved. Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Clerk Toronto, please call the roll.
Councilmember McBride,
Aye.
Councilmember Bolden Simpson,
Aye.
Councilmember Nisgowsky,
Aye.
Councilmember Gooden Rogers,
Aye.
Councilmember Dr. Davis,
Aye.
Vice President Thomas Morgan,
Aye.
President Lee,
Aye.
7 ayes.
All right, Bill 36-24 will go to Community Investments for public hearing and third reading on June 23rd. Clerk Toronto, would you give Bill 37-25 a first reading?
First reading on an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of South Bend, Indiana, amending the zoning ordinance for property located at 2018 South Main Street, 2020 South Main Street, Councilmanic District Number 3 in the City of South Bend, Indiana.
Yes, I'd like to entertain a motion to send to the South Bend Plan Commission for public hearing on June 16th and to the Zoning and Annexation Committee for public hearing and third reading on June 23rd.
So moved. Second.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Clerk Toronto, please call the roll.
Councilmember Bolden Simpson,
Aye.
Councilmember McBride,
Aye.
Councilmember Nisgowsky,
Aye.
Councilmember Dr. Davis,
Aye.
Councilmember Gooden Rogers,
Clarification. You said June 16th?
Yes, it has to go to the Plan Commission first.
I thought I wrote down the wrong date. Aye.
Vice President Thomas Morgan,
Aye.
President Lee,
Aye.
7 ayes.
All right, now we'll go to the South Bend Plan Commission for June 16th, and then Zoning and Annexation Committee for public hearing and third reading on June 23rd. Clerk Toronto, would you please give Bill 3825 a first reading?
First reading on an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of South Bend, Indiana, amending Articles 1 through 7 and Article 11 of Chapter 6 of the South Bend Municipal Code to update regulations governing the building department.
I will now entertain a motion to send to the Public Works and Property Vacation Committee for public hearing and third reading on June 23rd.
So
So moved.
Second.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Clerk Toronto, please call the roll.
Councilmember Gooden Rogers,
Aye.
Councilmember Dr. Davis,
Aye.
excuse me, Councilmember Nisgowsky,
Aye.
Councilmember Bolden Simpson,
Aye.
Councilmember McBride,
Aye.
Vice President Thomas Morgan,
Aye.
President Lee,
Aye.
7 ayes.
All right, thank you. We've got through our first readings. We will now go to unfinished business. Yes,
I do.
Dr. Davis.
Thank you, Mr. President. Couple of things. The first one, in our last council meeting, city staff member Michelle Adams was to provide an update regarding the scrap metal junk dealer who we passed, approved on April the 24th, who is not currently registered by the state of Indiana. I didn't see anything in my email regarding that. Is anyone get an update yet, or can we make sure that we can?
Yeah, they were here at the last meeting, and in the packet of what they gave us, it was they were registered with the state of Indiana.
No. There was one in the April. I called out last April. No, in our last meeting, there was one of the bills. One of the committee members, one of the dealers was not approved in April. And she said she was going to get back to us on that one. That one has not been, even today, that has not been up. That's different from the one that we talked about who came back with the packet of that. We're not talking about that one. We're talking about a different one. We went back, there was a whole list of them that we went through in April, on April the 14th. One of them does not have their registration in place now. And I talked to her about that, and she said she would get back to us in our last meeting.
Okay.
So
No,
that should be in our notes. So if we can follow up on that, because I would like to have that placed on one of our agendas or something, so we can have that letter sent to us. Because she was going to go back to confirm, because we passed a company whose license is not registered currently with the state of Indiana in April. That's different from the one we just did.
He did bring it
We
up.
came back and that one got corrected.
Okay.
That one of them is not corrected.
okay. I will ask Clerk Toronto if someone from your office will follow up on that for us.
And
Thank
then the second thing, thank you, appreciate that. And then the second thing is, I was following up on the letter that I requested from our council attorney to the Police Community Review Board's council attorney, to share that we are, as a council, are encouraging them to move forward with open votes. I wanted to see what the status of that letter is, and can we receive a copy?
The letter has not been sent yet because the Community Police Review Board has proposed regulations dealing with abstentions, and I need to work with the board's attorney on that bill, or on those regulations, along with the abstentions. So that was something that just came up within the last few days that we haven't had a chance to get together on yet, but we will.
Okay, so you think you'll probably be able to provide an update on that one by the 23rd of this month?
Absolutely.
Okay, I appreciate your kindness and thank you. That's all I have for tonight.
All right. Anybody else with any unfinished business? I just would like to just give a status report of the Bergen Street. There is going to be a hearing for the RV on June 17th here in the chambers at 1:30. Oh, I'm sorry, 13th floor, I believe, at 1:30. And then they've also placed a police car out there to help with surveillance and to monitor the situation. So for those individuals that was from Bergen Street, we have that update, and all of those code violations, we met with the residents and we're working on making sure that the owner has all of the citations and follows through. So
Thank you, that's
yes.
good.
Any yes.
Excuse me. With regards to the sidewalks on, by Jackson, I just want, you to know that, members of the facilities, the South Bend Community School Corporation are going to talk to, Eric Horvath's office, and we're moving in the right direction, but we're trying to get this together to have those sidewalks, installed there by Jackson on Jackson Road. Okay.
Thank you. Any, if there's no other unfinished business, any new business?
Yes.
Yes.
Like to just put in a public record, a congratulations to all the graduates on Saturday. It's a very happy day, and lots of students are looking at a bright future. Rise Up Academy had the largest class in the history, but we're proud of all of our high schools. There is a saying in a tribe in Africa that instead of greeting each other with hello, the greeting is, and how are the children? And then you respond, hopefully they are well. Because when the children are well, then that means the community is well. Thank you.
I would like to acknowledge Mr. Lynn Coleman and the prayer gathering. He brought together various religious denominations and organizations, and they had a rally on John Hunt Plaza on Sunday, and it was a good turnout and just to pray for our community. So I want to commend him on gathering different people from various parts of our community to pray for our city. Anything else? If not, we will get ready to go to the privilege of the floor. Privilege of the floor. Disrespectful, rude, or disruptive speech or actions will not be tolerated. Such speech or actions, as well as verbal attacks on any person, may result in the individual without notice forfeiting the remainder of his or her allotted time. Individuals who wish to address the council must state their name and residential address. Individuals will be limited to 3 minutes. The maximum time limit for this portion of the meeting shall be 30 minutes. Individuals shall not be permitted to address topics which were the council has heard previously on the agenda, and the council president may assign a topic raised by an individual during the privilege of the floor to the appropriate council member and/or request the city clerk to contact a member of the city administration for review, and topics assigned shall be responded to at the next scheduled council meeting. Yes, I ask that you would give your name and address for the record.
Yes, Logan Foster, 1138 College Street. Another meeting has come and gone. And yet again, this body has chosen to neglect a critical issue concerning Article 2, Chapter 1, Section 210 of our municipal code. This inaction persists despite the clear rulings of two distinguished Indiana public access counselors, Joseph B. Hoge and Luke Britt, both of whom determined that this ordinance violates state law. When Clerk Tirado sought clarification from Counselor Britt, asking if he believed the Rules Committee meetings should have been public, his response was unequivocal. He stated, "Correct." We stand today with ordinances that contradict state law, and the state has explicitly notified us of this conflict. My question is clear and direct. When will we amend and rectify this ordinance? Do I not have 4 representatives who pledged to uphold their office? Ophelia Rogers, Dr. Oliver Davis, Rachel Thomas Morgan, and Karen White. Did you not swear an oath to defend the Constitution and uphold the law to the best of your ability? To delay action on this issue is to knowingly allow our laws to remain at odds with the state statutes, an act of negligence that betrays your duty to the city and its citizens. Furthermore, I call upon this body to terminate the contract of Attorney Bob Palmer. Attorney Palmer's role in facilitating illegal executive sessions stands as one of the many legal failings that have eroded the credibility of this legislative body. When the Public Access Counselor identified these violations, Palmer chose to deflect, diminishing the authority of the counselor by dismissing him as merely an official appointed by the governor with an advisory role. I ask you, counsel, who is Robert Palmer to challenge the guidance of the governor's appointee? A local attorney who most recently gained attention by attempting to have a council member arrested. And here he is laughing in a serious manner, in a serious setting. We must reconsider the trust we place in Palmer's counsel. It does not end there. By the account of South Bend's legal department, Palmer has also refused to comply with public records requests that were sent in January 2025. His failures have been cited as the primary cause for the legal department's inability to fulfill these requests in a timely manner, further straining the public's trust in our institutions. For this incompetence, Palmer receives a $100,000 taxpayer-funded salary. This waste of public funds must end today. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, is there anyone else? If not, this meeting stands adjourned. Thank you. God bless you. Have a safe night.